You could have ended your suffering if you had done it earlier, not because your life is too difficult, not because of love, and not because you are weaker than others. The problem is that you never learned how to stop at the right time. This story will help you understand that. His name is Min, 29 years old. He lives in a busy city and works as an accountant in a mid-sized company. His life is quite stable. His income is enough to live on. There is no major financial pressure, and no serious events have happened. Each day of his life is the same. In the morning he goes to work, in the afternoon he returns home, and in the evening he eats something simple and spends time scrolling on his phone before going to sleep. On weekends he sometimes meets friends or just stays home to rest. From the outside he is an ordinary person with nothing to worry about. But inside, something began to change. His thoughts were no longer as quiet as before. Those thoughts did not come all at once, but started very small and almost unnoticeable. In the early days, he would occasionally recall an old conversation and wonder if he had done something wrong. A week later, he began to doubt simple decisions that he had never cared about before. By the third week, he was not only thinking about the past, but also imagining problems that could happen in the future, even though they did not exist. He still thought it was normal. He believed he was just being more careful and thinking more deeply to avoid mistakes. But nothing stopped. After 1 month, he began to have trouble sleeping because his mind would not stop thinking. The repeated thoughts made it impossible for him to relax, even when his body was tired. After 3 months, the fatigue started to affect his work. He lost focus and frequently made small mistakes. After 6 months, even when nothing was happening, he still felt tense and uneasy. On the outside, his life continued as usual, but inside, everything had changed quietly without him realizing it. After nearly a year, he could no longer control his thoughts. One night, he lay in bed in a dark room, his body exhausted after a long day, but his mind refused to stop. One thought after another appeared faster, heavier, and without an ending. He tried to close his eyes to sleep, but the more he tried, the more chaotic his mind became. His chest felt heavy, his breathing became rapid, and he felt as if he was trapped inside his own thoughts. That night, he did not sleep, and the nights after that, the same situation repeated. Within just a few weeks, dark circles appeared under his eyes, his body weakened, his mind became unclear, and his work began to collapse. Even the simplest tasks became difficult. That was when he realized that what he once thought was normal had become the very thing destroying him. He began to look for a way out. One day, he heard about a man living in the outskirts. This man was not famous and did not advertise, but many people said that he had helped those who lost control of their thoughts like him. Some people who had suffered from long-term insomnia gradually recovered after meeting him. Others who had fallen into severe anxiety also regained calmness after learning from him. Min was not sure whether to believe it, but he understood that if he continued like this, things would only get worse. He decided to go. The journey was not easy. He had to take time off work, travel far, and ask for directions in many places. There were moments when he thought about turning back because he was not sure if it meant anything, but he kept going. When he arrived, he did not meet the man. People said he was not there. Min waited for 1 day, then 2 days, then 3 days. There was no guarantee that the man would appear. The feeling of helplessness began to return. Just as he was about to give up, the man appeared. He was an older man working in a small woodworking workshop. There was nothing special about him, no introduction, just focus in every movement. Min approached him and said that he could no longer control his thoughts. The man looked at him for a moment and then gave him a simple task to sort the wooden planks by size. Min did not understand, but he still did it. At first, his mind continued thinking as usual, but as the task required precision, he was forced to focus. If he lost focus, he would make mistakes and have to start again. Gradually, his thoughts began to decrease. Within a few hours, he realized that his mind had become quieter. It was the first time in a long time that he was not being pulled away by his thoughts, but he only understood part of it. When he returned, the man told him that he did not become quiet because his thoughts disappeared, but because he stopped chasing them. The man explained that thoughts are not the problem. The problem is that he had believed and followed every thought he had. At that moment, Min finally understood everything. He did not need to eliminate his thoughts. He only needed to stop following them. He went back. His life did not change. His job was the same. His environment was the same. Everything outside remained as it was. But this time, when thoughts appeared, he no longer reacted the same way. He let them come and go, and that was how he stopped. This story is not to say that thoughts are bad, but to help you understand that you do not need to control everything in your mind. You only need to learn not to follow everything that appears. And if you realize that earlier, you might not have had to suffer for so long. If this story helps you understand something, share it with someone who needs it. And do not forget to support the channel so we can continue bringing more meaningful stories. See you in the next story.